Nothing in your life has ever gone wrong. Nothing. Unless you want to choose to believe that it did, and then you'll stay where you are, and then nothing changes for you. And I can talk about this because I am the person who thought for a great portion of my life that I was just screwing everything up, that everything was going wrong. I had all of these difficulties and obstacles that were in my way, and the list of illnesses and diseases and things that I went through, then the addictions, I mean, just all the stuff, and I go, everything went wrong. And then the times I thought it was so bad, let me just kill myself. Maybe that would be easier, suicide if we just got rid of everything. But I couldn't do that. I kept going. And you might look at the world now and think that everything is going wrong as well, and that's not true either. And it's not true because that's why you're alive, for a really great reason, to help this particular period become something. And that's why it couldn't possibly be that anything has gone wrong in your life. Now, we will think those things at times because we experience everything through our perceptions, but sometimes we have formed our perceptions based on how we grew up, what we lived, what we've gone through, our ancestors, our parents, all of that. We form these ideas, and unless we break them, we will think that something's going wrong. Something's going wrong in our lives and something's going wrong in the world, and that's not happening. And so, but because I went through everything that I did, and because I survived it all, I recovered, I overcame it all, it gave me something that I could now leave the world, that could give the world the ability to heal, to come together. And that sounds really crazy. Like, how could I do that? How could any one person do that? Why not? Why couldn't you do that? If you decided to look at your life and figure out what you've gained, all the wisdom and knowledge that you have acquired through everything you've gone through, if you did that, you would see that you would come up with something that would be able to give, you would give to others that would cause them to do the same thing. And that's what I did. That's why you couldn't possibly have had anything happen in your life that went wrong. You just didn't understand what you had gained from it. That's all. And so I've talked about this. I created my program a while ago that I didn't know I had, which none of us know what we have until we move through times like this in our world or in our lives, where it gets us to look a little bit deeper and to do something. But I just want to read something. I just went onto my program and I just printed out just a few things, and these are all different people. I just printed a few of them from the people who are in my program. Some graduates and some are still in there. I'm going to read a few of them to you. Writing down thoughts about the exercises each day has been revolutionary and cathartic. It gets all the stuff out of my head and into the open. I was not aware of how much the events of the past were still hanging over me, the negative mindset I was carrying around. Even writing down the things I'm afraid of was quite eye-opening, as when it's written down, you can look with a more logical mind and say, really? That was one. One of the biggest realizations, though, has been that I was afraid even to try things anymore. We've all gotten there. It's like this, just give up, okay? The big takeaway or celebration is the excitement I'm surprisingly having in the last day or so. I could probably do better than I've ever done before. Yeah, my biggest takeaway now is that action breeds confidence, that no matter where I am today, I can reach a goal with daily, focused, bite-sized actions. I may not be where I imagine myself to be right now, but belief and action bring me to where I need to be. It is hard to describe, but I am having moments of feeling my manifestation power. Like I step into some force, and then it's gone. It is fleeting, yet for me, it is a great sign. It is like I'm having glimpses of how the universe or how reality really works. It is like the curtain is pulled back momentarily, and I see behind it in all its magic and wonder. Another person. Now I realize that I already have something to offer. My biggest victory so far has been a glimpse in the potential of what being human can be and should feel like. My biggest victory has been a glimpse into a new state of being, an individuality in which I feel secure in who I am. I can go on and on. There's so many of them. And I could never have told you that I would have created something from the life that I had lived that would allowed me to create something like that that would get those people to understand that and do it so quickly. But that's what I've done. And I'm telling you, it is something that I know could shift our world. Because see, what's going on right now is that people, we all feel a little less than what we could be. And so when the world goes crazy, we feel powerless, not understanding that we hold all the power within us and we come together collectively to create something that we want to have. But that only happens when the individual, you, decide that you're going to own who you are. You're going to discover your purpose and why you're here, because everybody has one. There's no single person that's ever born that does not have worth and value in them that they could bring to the world that would cause them to live this life that would be happy, loving, prosperous, have everything they wanted, except you have to be willing to uncover it. And that is the work that my program does. That's the work that I take my clients through, and when I'm coaching them, it's the same thing. It's looking at, what do you want? Why isn't it here? Because of something you've been thinking. So now we just have to go about changing your thinking and move you in that right direction. Now, if it's not what you're meant to do in your life, because there is something that you specifically are meant to do. And if it's not something that you're meant to do, it'll be a challenge, and you'll be guided into another way. You never have an obstacle. It's just a direction. That's all. It's just something that you're either going to decide that you're going to move over or you're going to allow it to stop you. And I had to keep moving over it, which has given me the ability to create this program. And now that I've tested and vetted it all, I'm going to take it much bigger, as many of you know. So I would advise you, if you wanted to get it now, if you want these results. Because the only thing that you're trying to do in your life is become authentic. And the only way you can do that is if you move through and let go of your self-judgment. Because you're looking at your life and thinking about all the things you screwed up, you didn't do, you didn't get right, and you're thinking everything went wrong. It didn't. You're just learning, and now you're ready probably to manifest all of that, what you have gained. That's all that it is. And this period in our world is causing each of us to look at that and to decide, are we going to really do what we feel we were meant to do in this life? Are we going to move in that direction, or are we going to go into fear? Because those are going to be the choices that we will have as the world keeps moving. As the world keeps changing, we will either think it's falling apart and we go into fear, or we decide, let's make our lives better. Let's make my life be what it's meant to be at this point. I want to have the love. I want to have the money. I want to have the success. I want to have all those things. And the only way I'm going to manage to do that and to manifest it is when I become willing to become authentic, which means that I let go of all of my self-judgment. And if you want those results, because they will give you everything that you've ever dreamed of in your life. If you want those results, that's what I help you do in my program, or me coaching you. That's what happens. But there's nothing that ever went wrong in your life.